Hello, CIS30A. In this video, I'm going to go over our course orientation for CIS30A, Introduction to Python. So in our class, this is a 6-week course, and I want you to check out our Canvas. All your assignments and the course material will be available via Canvas. Weekly, I will send out announcements for you to be able to be on track for your course. So first, let's go over our course information. And the way I design my Canvas shell is that it's all in modules. So the first module that you're going to see is course information and resources. So if you click on the course information page, you will be able to find the information about the course. This course is 3 units. And there is no prerequisite. You are able to take the course if you have completed, or it's suggested that you have completed CIS1A and CIS5. And in this course, we will be able to write our programs in Python. It talks about how you would apply some of the concepts in software development and be able to create modular type of application throughout the course. So the outcomes for this course, the objective would be that you are able to solve programming problems by using Python programming language. You also will be able to design and develop modular Python application. So later in this course, we will cover modules in Python and how to customize our modules and create a complete program. Additionally, this course is transferable to UCR and UCI, and along with UC Davis and other universities. So you can check out Assist or iGetC in order to see how your course will be transferred. And as you go through the module, you will see that I have my syllabus listed here, which is what I will go over next. And within this, you will see that the course content, all the requirements, and everything will be covered. So in this course, as we mentioned that this is a 3-unit course, you're required to go over the lecture, which is recorded on video, and you will need to complete the lab. And every week we will have practical programming lab. Our course format is going to be online only, which does not require Zoom meetings. Everything will be distributed via Canvas. I have lecture and lab videos recorded, so I will release them with the assignment and also on the video page. So make sure that you view them before you complete your task for the week. In this course, we will go over the basic in Python, some of its history. Most importantly, during the first week, we will install. We will talk about how we can use IDE. And for this class, you can use any of the IDE of your choice. One of the common ones that the students prefer is usually VS Code. But I normally demonstrate my Python program using Tawny or Idle. And Idle comes packaged with the Python installation that you will have on your system. You can also use Online Interpreter. However, Online Interpreter is going to be limited to some areas. So later on, when we started writing module and packages, you're going to see that interpreter will not work accordingly. Along with when you're using libraries that doesn't work with Online Interpreter well, such as the GUI library that we will use, you will see that you will have some challenges. So I recommend that you look at the IDE page on Canvas and be able to determine what will be suitable for you. We will write some basic program at the beginning to incorporate input and output. And then we will go through the course, learning how to use variable containers. And then eventually we'll learn about class objects and how to use class object in Python. We will implement methods or functions, and we have some built-in methods along with we are writing our own functions. And then we will use conditions and iterations such as if else, if, and also loops. while, and for loops are predominantly used for Python. I will show you how to use sets, tuples, lists, and dictionary. So you will be able to implement containers or data structure for your Python programs. Toward the end, we will incorporate graphical user interface, and we will touch base with the libraries that you will use to be able to write your graphical user interface program. And so for the textbook, you will find the link for the textbook download there. This is a free textbook. It is not required for the course, but it does contain some explanation and practical exercise that will be useful for you. I mostly provide notes for my units or my modules. So in the module, you will find note pages so that way you will be able to use the notes for your assignments and your lab. For our assignments, make sure that we complete our assignments weekly, because once you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up. I do take late work. Late work can be submitted within 2 weeks. And keep in mind that this is a 6 weeks course. So if you are behind a couple of weeks, it's really difficult to catch up. And as you submit late work, I do have deduction for the late work, and it is listed on your syllabus. It's 10% deduction for each week and up to 2 weeks. And so for our class, we will have some assignments where we will go over the concept and a little bit of programming. We will have a course project. And for my course project, it must be submitted on time. There are several components to the course project, such as you will need to submit documentation along with your program in Python. And you will have a component where you will provide proof that you have submitted your program to GitHub, and also doing some self-evaluation. All course project components must be submitted on time. I do not take late course project. We will have periodic quiz, and quizzes are going to be weighted into your final grade. Quizzes, you will have 3 tries for the quiz, and the best 4 of the 3 tries will be recorded. We will have 1 final exam, and our final exam is going to be multiple choice. It will be released via Canvas. For final exam, I do use Lockdown Browser, and so make sure that you review the content on the page for the final exam module in order to make sure that you have proper Lockdown Browser installed. And Lockdown Browser link is related to individual exams, so you cannot use existing Lockdown Browser for your final exam. For online participation, I expect that you participate in the discussion. And if you do work in team for your project, make sure that you collaborate with your team. And I will allow you to have opportunity to meet with team members via discussion. For our grade breakdown, these are the grade categories. Your quizzes are 15% of your grade. We'll have periodic quizzes. Your assignments and participations are 30% of your grade. That will entail weekly assignments and some discussion. Your lab activities are 20% of your grade, and we will have weekly labs. Your course project is going to be 15% of your grade, and your final exam is going to be 20% of your grade. I do allow extra credit, and extra credit will be weighted in your final grade. And extra credit will not exceed 8% of the overall grade. For student code of conduct is listed here. I abide by the college student code of conduct. So in case if you have challenges or difficulty with other students, make sure that you let me know, and so we can resolve it. If not, we can proceed to follow the procedure for the college to submit it for administration resolution. Your attendance and participation is important in this course, as it is a 6-week course. So if I do see students that are not participating in the 2 consecutive weeks, I do reserve the right to drop the students. But if you need to drop the course, make sure that you follow the deadline for drop, and self-elected drop needs to be within the deadline. Behavior issues, if you have behavior issues, I will report this to student services and we'll take appropriate actions. I do not allow cheating for this particular class for all my classes. So when you submit your code, you need to make sure that your code is done by you. If you copy from a website or copy someone else's code or ChatGPT, I will, the result of this is I will give you a 0 and possibly dismiss you from the course. And so make sure that you look at the syllabus and the policy for this class. For accessibility, if you need accommodation for accessibility, make sure you contact Student Services, the SPS, in order to submit your form. They will forward me your form and I will accommodate based on your needs. You can also visit the SPS at the campuses. So if you are at RCC, Norco, or MBC, make sure that you visit the office or contact the office to complete the requirement for accessibility. My contact information is listed on the last page of the syllabus. The best way to reach me is via Canvas message and email. If you need help, I am available for Zoom appointments. So make sure that you contact me to set up an appointment. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me via email, Canvas message, or via Zoom appointments. And I will answer all my messages within 24 hours. And so for the course syllabus, you can find that on the first module of our Canvas. Then also in the first module, it will provide you some information about Office 365. So if you don't have Office 365, please look at the instruction on how to install or access your cloud account to be able to use the assignments, because most of my assignments are done in Word doc. If you have a Mac, make sure that when you submit your assignments, it needs to be in PDF, because I do not have the system to be able to read your dot pages file. So make sure that if you're using a Mac, like an iMac or a MacBook, make sure that you use PDF to submit your assignments. There are also campus resources and course resources such as competitions link and some additional certification information. So for Python, you can find the resources and certification on the course resources page, and the links are provided there. If you have questions, you can contact me via messages, as I mentioned, or if you want, you can post it in our discussion thread for course QA. And if you do put it here, it is publicly shown to other students. So if your message needs to be private, make sure that we send Canvas message or email. I do periodically update the internship opportunity for computer science, engineering, and IT students. It is listed in its own module on Canvas. So if you're interested, you can check out that particular page. For every week, you will see the week module noted, and I will put the due date there. So make sure that you go through. Most importantly, look at the notes, watch lecture and lab videos, and then proceed to complete the assignments. And all the modules, all the weekly modules are required by Sunday of each week, except for week 6, which closes, our class closes on Thursday. So make sure that you look at the due date and complete the task accordingly. So I hope that this video helped you understand what we need to complete for our course. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I look forward to have you in class, and welcome to CIS30A.